How's it going, everybody? Nick Daniels here. Yet again, we're still up by the Port George area. This is going to be basically a big fucking climb. So, oh, demonetized. So basically, we'll give you surroundings. Here we are. So we're going up this river. You might have seen this in the last video if you've been watching back to back. We're going to climb up this thing. We're going to see what we can do. We've got the camera. I got a couple cool photos already. And I want to talk about something here. We'll do a topic video while we're doing it, so it's just not so awkward of me trying to come up with things to say. But you'll just be awkwardly watching me try to navigate this, and I'm absolutely down with that. So I'm going to talk about why I think photography became kind of a hobby, not necessarily a job for a lot of people. I'm going to tell you like my thoughts on that, why I think this, and then I'm also going to kind of look at the other side of it and see how you could kind of, how a lot of people turn that actually into a career. So the biggest thing I think to mention, and I'm not letting go of this, by the way, just in case. The biggest thing about photography that I find is people, well, everyone has a camera nowadays, right? That's the biggest problem. Jesus Christ. Everyone does. It's a fact, right? Everyone's got a camera, whether it be like cell phone or whatever. And a lot of the cameras nowadays, you know, are really good. And on these, so like if you get like the newer iPhones, I'll be honest, man, like the camera on the iPhones are quite decent. Like I have a Galaxy and I think it's pretty decent on there too, so just saying, I'm not picking iPhone or Android or whatever. But that's the problem, is a lot of people think they're photographers. I don't necessarily say they're not. Anybody who enjoys taking photos, in my opinion, is basically a photographer. But at the same time, to have that creative eye is something that I just don't have, right? Or maybe everybody has it, but it's like you kind of have to work on it. And that's the problem, is I don't feel like I have that just yet. I've tried a little bit of photography in my day, and I'm speaking right now, obviously, off personal experience. But I tried a little bit of photography in my day, and I never really got the touch of it. You know, a bigger step to photography that I don't even bother with is doing a lot of the photo edits. So you can take a photo, but this just didn't look good. And I'm gonna walk across this thing. What the hell am I thinking I'm gonna do here? I'm gonna be falling in that water in 2 seconds. But yeah, like I said, the biggest thing about that is the After Effects. So you can bump the contrast or the saturation, and that's just not something I've really gotten into personally. You know, I definitely believe that that's probably a part of it all, and it's just not really my forte. I'll be completely honest, I always thought it was just like raw photos coming in. Look at this thing. Nice. Not really like a huge waterfall or anything, but we're still going, so there's obviously something up higher. I don't know how long this is gonna go for, but we're finding out. And I don't know, like photography, like again to me, like it just, if I were gonna go to a college post-secondary and I'm gonna decide to take photography, to me that's a hobby. But they might teach me a shit ton of things in there, but I still feel like I would have it as a hobby. I'm not saying that I wouldn't enjoy it if I actually took it as a career and like got paid, but I mean, it's really all about getting paid, let's be honest. That's what my teacher always told me anyway. But at the end of the day, like I said, photography really comes to me for enjoyment. It's just something that I don't always necessarily want to sit down and do. And that's the problem. I think kind of with photography, personal opinion, you gotta be ready, man. Like, look at this. This is a great little scene. Like, I like doing videos. I'll show you this in a video, like right slow, and you get the spin, and like, that's kind of where I lie. And I think one of the biggest problems with me in photography is this camera I have. I don't know how old the thing is, but I bought it a long time ago. It's a Nikon. Jesus. I couldn't tell you anything else about the Nikon that I have here. Like the year, the make, the model, I don't really know. But I'll tell you right now, there's definitely better cameras out there and better lenses out there, and I feel slightly intimidated with all that knowledge, like knowing this stuff, that what I've got isn't necessarily state of the art per se, but you know, it's still completable. But at the same time, I think you have to take that out of the equation when you do photography. Again, this is all personal opinion, but I really believe that you kind of have to take that out. You really have to look at it You know, there's always going to be somebody taking better photos than what I can probably produce, but I think that's kind of how you learn and grow, is you work on that kind of stuff, and you don't think about that at the end of the day. You don't think like, okay, there's a channel I follow, he produces way better content than I'm ever going to be able to produce. You don't look at it like that. You look at it, you know, I'm trying, I'm enjoying what I do. I've got, you know, I've got some Instagram followers, they're all liking it. And it's the same as like videos. Like, by all means, these videos I do could use a lot of work. Maybe even this one. But at the same time, I enjoy it, right? And nobody can take that away from you, except you, right? So really, at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say here is, just because you do photography and you think it's only kind of turned into a hobby, or you're losing interest or whatever, I think the biggest thing is you have to get interest, and you have to do something like what I'm doing. You have to kind of go out and do this kind of stuff. And I normally shit on social media quite hugely here on this channel. I don't know if you know, but I'm not a huge fan of most social medias. I think a lot of them are just colossal waste of time, and are just literally proven addictive, which is I don't know, makes elbows itchy, but just makes them even worse. But when you post your photos, say you do it on Instagram, and you've got an Instagram channel or profile, and you're posting all your cool photos on there, right? And you actually have a little bit of an audience where you're getting decent support on Instagram. I think that makes a huge difference, because you know that these people are like constantly looking at your stuff, they're seeing it. And I think a lot of times, like, comments and likes and all that on that kind of channel or profile can really go a long way. We're gonna stop here right now. I don't want to drain all my GoPro's battery trying to get up this thing. I don't know how high we're going either, but I'm gonna keep going. But anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching so much. Let me know what you thought of the video. Are you into photography? Is that something you do? I'm gonna keep it going. The photography thing, I want to get up to this, and I want to get like a cool photo, hopefully of like some type of waterfall. And if there's no waterfall, then I guess I'll just go fuck myself. That's what I plan to do anyway, so hopefully that doesn't happen. And I don't know, if you have any photos you want to share, you're more than welcome. I'll support you. I know a great artist, or great photographer that I go to school with, and I really like his work. He produces amazing quality photos, and like, he's really got one of those eyes for it kind of thing. And I think, again, that's a good way, when you're not necessarily a professional, to branch out and say, like, what can I do to get my audience here, is do that. I think that'll really help. So again, thank you so much for watching, everybody. We'll have to see you in the next video. This is Nick Daniels. Been hiking up some type of river. I don't know where the fuck I'm going. And peace. Raw bloods, boy.